what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back at one of my favorite filming spots because we have some quietness, we have the trees, there's some birds back there, but also it's a great location for this vehicle right here. What is it? It's a 2023 Bentley Bentayga. This particular one is the all-new long wheelbase. But before we get into this semi-stretched, high-end luxury performance SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Bentley, they are that brand that really, when you go back to the early 1900s, were about performance and luxury. When you look at the 24 Hours Le Mans, for years and years, it was the Bentley boys that brought home the overall win and really was a game changer. And what's fascinating is that once Bentley came back to Le Mans in the early 2000s in the prototype class, they brought the victory magic back once again. Now, a lot of people know Bentley when it comes to sedans. And of course, at the 24 Hours Le Mans, that's what they were originally running, were just standard luxury performance passenger cars. Fast forward to now, what is still hot? Of course, SUVs. Now, the Bentayga has been out for quite a few years now, but this is the first ever extended wheelbase, a longer wheelbase that not only is going to give us a more stable ride, a more comfortable ride, but also more room on the interior for your passengers and your cargo. Now, when we're at this pinnacle of SUV, when it comes to luxury and performance, a lot of the competition falls to the wayside, especially if you look at something, say, like a BMW X7. What the Bentley is really gunning for is that Rolls-Royce Cullinan or the Mercedes-Benz Maybach series of SUVs. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for that tip-top and luxury and tip-top sport and of course comfort on that interior, is this Bentayga Azure with that extended wheelbase the one to buy? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the color. It's a very deceiving color. It's called sapphire blue, and depending on how much light there is, sometimes it looks like a shadowy gray, sometimes it looks black, or sometimes you get that deep sea blue effect. Now, at the front of the business, it's all about unique style that's part of the brand. You go back over the years, it's all about that oval shape to the lighting effect. So you have that oval shape design, of course, full LED. I love the way they crystallize the interior of both the headlight housing and the turn signals. Really nice setup on that. Working your way down, you do have functionality in the corner vents, a little bit of shiny chrome. What I was hoping to see a little bit more with this Bentayga is a little bit more sport. So instead of that being shiny chrome, maybe some dark chrome. But the good news is it's a proper sprinkling of the shiny bits throughout this whole entire vehicle. Now, as you come across that front grille, this is another, besides the headlights and the taillights, this is another design signature of Bentley. You're gonna have those vertical slots. Love the way you got that wavy crisscross design behind the main grille. We do have a forward-facing camera, fully functional up top, and then working your way down, there's that crisscross action with the chrome, shiny, bright metalwork style that really, like I said, makes it pop with the sapphire blue. It would be interesting to see a more sporty version of this with dark chrome accents. But the great news is fully functional, and what's also awesome, all four corners we have adaptive air ride suspension, so you could raise and lower this SUV. Plus, of course, we have all-wheel drive, but definitely has a nice presence at the front. Now, when we get up onto that hood, clean British design. You have that nice peak that goes right down the center, the Bentley badge, so much history wrapped into one signified badge. And then, of course, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So on this Bentayga Azure, we have these bright metallic silver wheels, clean wheel, nothing too fancy, but I think it's working with the sapphire blue. Let me know what you think about the wheel. It's a 22-inch wheel. We have those self-leveling center caps. Stephen Flood being the expert photographer that he is from Stephen Flood Photography, he loves it whenever he's photographing cars when they have these, because no matter how the vehicle is parked, the bees are always gonna be beautiful and perfect as they should be. Now, peeking behind these massive 22-inch wheels, you're gonna have those ginormous brake calipers with the Bentley name on it, gloss black, clean design. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what kind of rubber do we have wrapped around these 22-inch wheels? 285 on the width up front, 40 series sidewall, and I'm gonna have Stephen kind of show off that adaptive air ride suspension. You could actually see the upper control arms and the bushings and everything right up top there. Nicely done. And then also, you would expect on a vehicle of this caliper, as I wipe the sweat from my eyes, of this caliper to have that painted blue, the sapphire blue, all the way around the fender opening. Now, as we come down the side, you do have this ornamental fake vent area, which I am gonna zonk. It would be nice if this was functional and maybe have the Bentley badge here. You do have the Azure. So this particular trim is the Azure trim with the shiny bright chrome finish along the bottom. Now, this graphic that's been placed on here is part of a way for Bentley to kind of have this press fleet vehicle driving around, not only with me, but with also other auto journalists, and get some extra attention. So let me know what you think about the vinyl graphic on the side. It does not come with this. This was just something that was put on extra as an attention grabber, hence the hashtag Bentayga EWB. What does EWB stand for? Extended wheelbase. And when we say wheelbase, from the side of the vehicle, it's gonna be the space between the front wheels and the rear wheels, and we have longer, so we have more space. Working our way towards the rear, one of my favorite elements of design is where they pick this up right in the rear passenger door. Nice flared out fender into the actual fender itself. Great job on the quarter window. Out back on these wheels and tires, you have 285. So even though this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, a lot of the power could be sent to the rear, and because of that, we have a little bit more rubber to meet the road. And then coming around back, it's almost perfect. Almost. Great looking roof spoiler. Very, very seductive and stylish. You do have your shark fin antenna up top. On a vehicle at this price point, this needs to be tucked underneath. That would just clean it up so nicely, but you are getting that oval shape, the Bentley style of the taillights. See how it's all crystallized, all LED. We got the Bentley name, the Bentley badge, and then of course, working its way all the way down, you're also getting that unique shape exhaust. So we have a quad tip exhaust, gonna let that V8, we got a twin turbo V8 underneath the hood. Simple, clean, lower rear bumper area. But I did mention that there's a twin turbo V8 underneath the hood. Let's go ahead and pop it and see what it's pumping out. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Of course, you have a hydraulic hood strut. Underneath the hood, you're not gonna see a lot of the engine. When you get to this level of luxury, they really try to keep the engine compartment clean. Love the Bentley badge. Of course, we got the V8 badge here, letting us know that we have that twin turbo V8 power. Even the fine touches that they do on your oil fill cap. Very, very nicely done. My one zonk is, here's the ECU. I would like a cover over that, especially because it says Volkswagen. It says VWAG, that's Volkswagen Auto Group, but that shouldn't surprise you because remember, Bentley is owned by Volkswagen Auto Group, which also owns Audi, Ducati motorcycles, Porsche, so on and so forth. But what do we got underneath that plastic cover in the engine compartment? We got a 4-liter twin turbo V8 pumping out 542 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds, quarter mile in 12 seconds at 114 miles per hour. And guess what? This large luxury SUV can do a top speed of 180 miles per hour. MPGs, 15 in the city, 24 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 5,439 pounds. So nice to see the power, because like I said, Bentley is known for luxury, but it's also known for power and performance. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see if a luxury SUV, what kind of sound it makes. Let's go find out. All right, guys, we're living in the lap of luxury in this Bentley Bentayga EWB extended wheelbase. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm just gonna sell my house. I'm gonna sell my house and I'm gonna buy one of these Bentley Bentaygas, because you know what? You could live in a house, but you can't race a house. But in this Bentayga, I feel like I could do everything and I'll just live out of my Bentley Bentayga. How much is it? The way that this one is optioned, you're looking at an MSRP right around $298,515. Let's see how it stacks up to the competition. To the door panels. I love the two-tone color. The Portland leather with the contrast stitching. That's Koa real open pore wood. No shiny fuddy-duddy veneer finish on it. Really nice style. Look at all the great stitch work that they did. Really elevates the whole door panel with all the fine leather. Door pocket is a really good size. You could get about 20 cans of caviar in there and still have room for an ice cold latte. Also, you'll notice the very special speaker grill covers. We have a 20 speaker premium sound system throughout this whole vehicle, and they look really fantastic. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, you'll notice the stitching, the Portland colored leather, that open pore wood. Of course, we got the Azure badge here. And then I love the way they have that aeronautical push-pull system for the AC vents. And even the vents are so stylized. For 2023, we have this diamond illumination throughout the whole interior, even on the door panels. But you'll notice all the leather all the way around. You slide on in. There's our classic Bentley clock right up top. Analog. Remember, small hand is for the hours, big hand are for the minutes. The way they just put extra attention to detail separates this from BMWs, from Audis, from Mercedes-Benz, from a Acura, a Cadillac. The wood finish, you got a 10.9-inch infotainment system, full touchscreen capability. Look at the style of the navigation. We could go back to our home screen. Here's all your different apps and widgets. You could go into car. Actually, we're gonna slide back and go into car. And this is where you'll be able to make all the different adjustments. You could go into your vehicle status. There's your Bentley Bentayga. We could then also go into all-terrain mode, which this is an option on this particular vehicle. So if the mall parking lot is under construction and you have to drive this through dirt, you could do that in the all-terrain mode when you're going to the mall. Shows you what your ride height is, the pitch, the roll, the whole 9 yards for when you're off-roading. Now, one thing I want to show you that's a little cumbersome is that to control the blower fan, you actually get passenger and driver side blower fan. So to adjust it, you got to go through the infotainment system screen. That's a little bit of a extra step that I'm going to have to zonk, but I do love, you hear that click? Beautiful dual climate control, but you got heated seats, ventilated seats, massage seats. Let me throw it into reverse so we can see what the backup, I mean, look how clear everything is. The wonderful technology. I could go through the different cameras, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and then we're right back into park again. And then of course you have, which I'm gonna X out of this, you have your massage seats, which I could hit the side of the seat and then I can make all the changes either on the screen or I could just keep hitting the button. I'm gonna do a little bit of a stretch while we're working. Plus, I don't know, I wanna get, let me get the lumbar setting in there. I really need some good work on that. I'll increase the intensity while we're filming. As we keep working our way down, you have a nice large wireless charging area. Look at all the fine touches. It's unbelievable how they think everything through. This is for your 8-speed automatic. You just push down on the B and then you could shift B for Bentley, 8-speed automatic, 2 cup holders, even the key fob. Wow. It's like you could put this, hang this in a museum, all the beauty on it. Very nice touches. More of that wood finish. We got our mode selector knob to go into Bentley mode, sport, custom, off-road. This is where you could raise and lower the vehicle. Shut the traction control off. You got hill descent control. Of course, we have that luxury Twinkie holder. Nice gold edible flake with that creamy center. Lift it up. What do we got? 2 USB-Cs, a 12-volt, and you could put, I would say, the Hope Diamond, or that necklace that the woman in Titanic threw overboard at the end of the Titanic movie. You could have that in there and keep it for safety. Don't let it go over into the ocean. The seats, the leather, the stitching, the embroidery, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver, and massage. We got the Mulliner seat belts, special design seat belts that match. Look at that, look at the way they match. It almost like they blend in and it's totally gone. We have a full leather headliner, and we have this ginormous panoramic sunroof. So everybody is gonna get their vitamin D, I promise you that, in this Bentley Bentayga. But why don't you get your Bentley butt over here? I wanna show you behind the 2-tone steering wheel in this extended wheelbase Bentayga. All right, guys, behind the wheel, the business end, you do get this very beautiful, classy aluminum sill plate with the Azure name, lights up LED. Look at the pedals. Beautiful aluminum brake pedal with the B, and the throttle pedal. I wish the dead pedal had that same finish, so I am gonna zonk that, but definitely a lot of room for people with big feet. And you know what they say about people that wear big shoes, right? They have really big feet. So that solves that mystery. All the seat controls, don't let it blow your mind, don't let it frustrate you. You'll learn how to use all this. It's really not that complicated. I'm 6 feet tall. I love the room in here. I love the space. I can't wait to get in the passenger area because that's where that extended wheelbase really comes into play. Steering wheel, it's a piece of perfection. The 2 different style leather all the way around. Look at the way they do the stitching, the Bentley badge, some nice trim around there, flat black on all the switchgear. It's a heated steering wheel, of course. You got these paddles, which are metal, to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. It is electric, tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then of course you're gonna have that nice large virtual cockpit, lots of information that you could scroll through, actually a cornucopia of information that you could scroll through as you're driving. Look how you got the map, watch this, you ready? Ba-bam, bring it back. And then we have that all-terrain status as well. Very nice touches, look at that. Look, I love all the functionality of this. It's mind-blowing. Plus, we have a head-up display. So why don't we go ahead now, let's get in the back seat and see if your passengers are gonna be spoiled, stinking rotten, because of all the room back there. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, backseat Bentley time. I wanna show you a couple things. You do have AC vents nicely placed in the frame rail. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what the heck is going here on the passenger side? So if you're lucky enough to be able to sit on the passenger side behind the passenger seat, the front passenger seat, this gives you a VIP chauffeur experience. So what you're gonna do is you actually have a touch screen here that adjusts a lot of things. You got heated seats, ventilated seats, your dual climate control, but you see where it says massage and posture and relaxed? By pressing that, you move the seats. And with nobody sitting in the front seat, that seat goes all the way forward. You have an electric dropping footrest, and this goes into full relax mode with the seats. That's only on the passenger side in the back seat, but what a crazy feature. And this is what that extended wheelbase brings for you. Now, it does take a few seconds to get it into position, and that's why I already put it there. But once it's there, you're the king of this castle, this rolling castle. Now, coming back in, looking at this center display, you can make all your seat adjustments. You got, like I said, business, relax. You can go into your home screen. You can actually get into your car, figure out the car settings back here, the time, what the current speed is and all that. Or you could get in your climate controls, all full color, just like up front. Or you could adjust all the blinds, the electric blinds at the back, on the sides. We got our AC vents with that same nice detail. Oh, this is nice too, and I'll show you this in a second when Steven gets out of the way, but this is gonna be able to open and close the AC vents. This has electric closing rear doors, and they are soft close as well. We have wireless charging on the bottom. Nice place to put your phone. Let's say you want to have a snack. Let's say you got yourself, you're in Chicago, you got yourself a Chicago style hot dog, and you're not going to use just regular yellow mustard. You're going to use Grey Poupon. Why? Because that's what you do. You actually have your nice little eating tray here to where you can have your hot dog, get the knife out, butter that thing up with the Grey Poupon, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Sitting here, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. Where were you when I was younger and my mom was driving me around in a 9-passenger hot station wagon with my brothers and sisters? This is where I would like to be. But they have the massage seats. And then if you think that I'm done, I'm not, Steven. I'm not done. Check it out. Then you have a nice center armrest as well. 2 cup holders. We can make those disappear. Open this up. I got 2 USB-Cs. And this is a place where you could, you know, keep some of those mementos from when you were in high school. Maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend's class ring. Maybe some photos, just to relive the memories, you know, looking at that photograph, you know, but all that kind of stuff kind of takes me back. But anyways, the seats, unbelievable what you could do with these. And then, like I said, Steven's going to get out of the way. I don't want to see Steven anymore. You push the button, goodbye. But let's go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see what we have in the back of this Bentayga. All right, guys, time to get into the cargo area. What's nice is that if you're looking for the button, Bentley does a great job of hiding it. It's right where the B is in their logo. B for button, B for Bentley. Hit the button, nice, soft, quiet release. Before you jump in and see the cargo space, there are 2 buttons on the driver's side. And I want to show you that with these 2 buttons here, you could actually raise and lower the back of the vehicle. So right now it's in the highest position. I'm gonna hit the lower button, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna see it's actually lowering the rear of the vehicle. So what is that for? That's to help you get things in and out of the back of the vehicle and not have it be so high. But you can see just how much room that you have. They give you a nice cargo tray for those, obviously, Gold Flake Twinkies. Nice box of Twinkies will fit there. You also have a 12 volt, but the quality of the carpet, and if you're wondering, well, what is this track system? You could get a system that they have to lock items into place so that they're not rolling around in the back of your Bentley, especially when you're doing 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. But what a way to finish. Now it's that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. I got the key fob with the B on it. Let's go on throttle in this Bentayga. All right, guys, we are inside the Bentley Bentayga, that extended wheelbase. Right away, you immediately feel like you're sitting in a bank vault. The reason why is twofold. It's very, very solid and feels so well built in here. Plus the way that they did all the acoustics, the active sound management, the extra thickness of the glass, the sound deadening material, all has a wonderful feel and touch in here. It really is that good. And that really is the separator between something like a BMW X7 and a Bentley Bentayga. Everywhere you look, the touches of materials are so high level, easy reach to the infotainment system. Once you get used to the layout of all the physical knobs and buttons, you're gonna be happy that they're there, because it makes adjustments all very, very, very quickly done and completed. Visibility is fantastic. Of course, you have all of the safety features that you could imagine. And then the comfort, being able to have a nice massage. And I'm not talking about a massage where it just feels like there's 2 pieces of wood kind of going like this in your back or something. It's like, it actually feels like a real deal massage. Cruising down the road, the adaptive air ride suspension does a phenomenal job, and I'm in sport mode right now, and it still feels like you're on a cloud. But yet it doesn't feel all floaty, which is really good. That's what helps you feel secure. And of course, that amazing all-wheel drive system is going to help you feel secure as well. But the graphics on the digital gauge display, the colors, the fonts, all those are really phenomenal. And I'm going to slow down a little bit here. Nobody's behind us. And I'm going to go on throttle from a roll. On throttle, here we go. This thing just takes off like a freaking rabid bear, man. It really allows you to feel the thrust. You do hear some of the great V8 sound, but nothing that's too overbearing. Maybe some people would want a little bit more, at least in sport mode, but still very, very fantastic in how it really creates a serene environment in here. We're gonna go on throttle once again. Dead stop, on throttle, here we go. Look at that, once that boost kicks in, unbelievable. Now on the outside, people are gonna hear a little bit of that Bentayga V8 rumble. But on the inside, like I said, especially with that back seat, having that VIP treatment, that relax setting, everything's so nicely done, it really allows this to feel like a totally different driving experience, where it's not just soft, squishy comfort and luxury, you're also getting that performance side of things. And that's really one of the big differentiators for me when looking at a Rolls-Royce Cullinan or this Bentley Bentayga. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan is more, it's just more set up for just regular luxury. Whereas this, you could have a nice balancing of both. And that's more my speed. I like a vehicle that has a couple different attributes to it rather than just, you know, a one-hit wonder. But really, everywhere you put your hands in here just feels spectacular. The seat cushions are a good width. And then, like I said, being able to adjust them 20 different ways from Sunday allows you to really have a tailored fit in here when it comes to the seats, especially the driver's seat. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back on the shifter, put it into manual shift mode. You get a little bit of a gear indicator. First gear, on throttle, here we go. Jeez. This thing is a powerhouse. I mean, to have this much luxury and be able to do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, that's where I'm talking about. This is not a one-hit wonder. It does many things very, very well, especially the performance side. I like how responsive that when you hit the paddle, you automatically get that upshift and that downshift. And then, of course, just the control. I mean, the way the power gets to the ground, it's just so effective and so efficient. All right, guys, pulling away from the light, like I showed you before, being able to have the navigation right in the digital cluster as well as in the infotainment system screen really just allows you to be able to focus on what is most important while you're driving. And of course, what is most important, looking where you need to go, but also being able to glance down and see that information. But we're gonna go on throttle once again, using the paddles. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Really nice shifts. I mean, wow. Unbelievable. Smooth on the downshifts. You'll also noticing how the vehicle is staying very balanced. There's not a bunch of body roll, not a bunch of dive under the brakes. You know, a lot of times what can happen in a luxury SUV is you get massive nosedive on the brakes, and then when you're on throttle, the nose goes back up, and in the corners you feel like a rubber ducky in a bathtub. just bouncing all around. This stays very, very planted, very balanced. And that goes back to, like I said, having that combination of performance and luxury. But like I said, the biggest plus of this is just being able to have your cake and eat it too. And that's really where Bentley brings their legacy and pumps it into the DNA of this Bentley Bentayga. But I'm hoping that you've enjoyed this overall review of the extended wheelbase Bentayga, having that extra stability, having the extra interior space. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one of those champagne wishes and caviar dreams kind of day here on Rady's Rise with this Bentley Bentayga EWB. I gotta thank the whole team, Ryan and the whole rest of the crew over at Bentley, for allowing us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Does Bentley have that secret Grey Poupon special sauce recipe when it comes to luxury and performance? Or are you thinking that what you want to park in your dream garage is either a Rolls-Royce Cullinan or one of those Mercedes Maybachs? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. Of course, we can't forget Stephen Flood Photography. He is one of those types of people that can film a Nissan Sentra and in the blink of an eye can be filming a Bentayga. I can't wait to see where Stephen takes us next with his camera skills. But show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.